want to.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, so let me create a new composition. First, first thing I said, we are using 1920 by 1080. All your compositions, except that thing is maybe a little frame something. You get?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So let's say I want to pick up one of all these assets here. So this is a rectangle. There's no animation on it right now. Nothing is on it. If you
Yes, sir.
play back, nothing is going on. Okay, so let me change this background to white. Control K, change to white there, so we can get some good contrast. So if I want to use animation composer, because I need us to be very fast on this, we don't have to sleep on this. That's why we're using animation composer, and it has some of the best this thing presets. So let's check this 2D out under starter preset transition. There's the very last one that says overshoot. So this is it. Now up to three here are the four. There are four overshoots. Some of them have up to four in them again. That's the one that comes from the bottom, the one that comes from the left, the one that comes from the right, and the one that comes from the top. Some of them, not all of them. Let's check this one out. This one has some bounce in it. Okay, as it's coming in, it's bouncing. We don't need it like that. So this one I think might be okay, or even
That
this
way.
last one.
Okay.
So this last one is okay because it just comes out. So we can set it for in or we can set it for out, but that depends on uh, you know how will I put it now? That depends on if it's going to play out. If we really want it to play out, okay. Let me show you the guide. Anything you are doing, you just have to open the guide and check, or even the what is it called? Let me show you the package. Okay, so for this is 15 seconds. 15 seconds. So if it's 15 seconds, we have to set it to be 15 seconds. Control K.
Yes, sir.
So it's exactly 15 seconds. These are the things we'll take note of. Then the next thing is under the guide. Let me see where that appears. Where it says 100 reviews. Okay, they read 5 reviews first, and after the 5 reviews, this 100 reviews pops up. Here you see it display after. You see it. So immediately after the 5 reviews, the 100 reviews display after it. Then transition
Mm-hmm.
speech. Okay, this transition speech is he will talk because he's actually sitting there. I mean, standing there rather on the podium. Then he will talk and say there are benefits of AgioPro, and to talk about that, here are some customers who used our AgioPro: Joseph, Adebimpe, and Victor. They all have their videos. Joseph will talk, Adebimpe will talk. So immediately after this transition speech, immediately after this 100 reviews is his transition speech. So yes, there's going to be an exit of these 100 reviews. Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? Just because
Yes, sir.
we can put an in and not put an out. or we can put both in and out, which is putting here both. So it means that from the time of this animation, within the time frame of this animation, this box is going to animate in and out. So if I select the box and click on both, it's going to put a transition in and a transition out. That's exactly what it's going to do. It's at the middle right now because you can see it. If you put it to the end now, I mean to the beginning, you won't see it. And if you put it to the end, you won't quite see it. So it means it has animated this comp. It brings it in and it allows it to stay like that up on maybe towards the end. Once 15 seconds is done, you will see it animate out. You see that? Because it's on loop, so it has looped back in. But if we allow it to just play one stop, say somewhere around here, and play, and as it gets there, it stops. It will actually try to loop back. Anyway, but that's just for you to know. Okay, if you like, you can now add more seconds. You can now add more seconds just to show that it looped completely out. I mean, it exited completely out. Let me see how that will play. I know it's going to take, it wants to take the whole this thing. Let me just reduce it to this point. What's happening now? It's not playing again. Okay, it's loading. On the first time, it will take time to load. I'm sure you have experienced this. Okay, so that's it, is out. So we can have it look like that. Just have some free space at the end there. Now, this is something I want you to take note of. Having done this, okay, let me put a text on top. Let me put a text on top. Do you have this plugin? Let me see. Do you have this Turbo Layers plugin? Hello? Hello? Is this guy sleeping? Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Are you sleeping?
No, sir.
I've been talking to myself since.
No, you haven't.
Okay. Do you have this Turbo Layers? That's the question I asked. Do you have this Turbo Layers plugin?
No, I don't. I only have the one for the animation composer. That's the only one I have.
So now pay attention. Any plugin I'm using right now, yeah,
Yes, sir.
is either you type it on WhatsApp so that I will not forget to send it to you. Please, pardon my
Oh, okay.
forgetfulness. I do it a lot because a lot is in my head. So these Turbo Layers, it
Okay,
has
sir.
all these what is it called? Those things you can put adjustment layer from right clicking, text, solid lights, camera. It has everything here. You don't
Okay.
need to be right clicking and doing it. You can just click on text and text layer is out already. You double click and you type. So let me just type something. Test for the Agile Pro. Okay, we'll adjust that size. Uh-oh, I didn't even see what I was typing. Okay, so if that's it, let's make that black and tick. Uh-huh.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So for this test for the Agile Pro, let's say I also put an animation on it using the animation composer, which is what I expect you to do to make things fast. Under the starter preset, you have the transition for text layers, okay, and since you have an in and out for this, you can also have an in and out. You can do animate by character. So because no, for your own, because it's a sentence, you do animate by words so that you don't waste time.
But
By words, You understand? If you do
Exactly,
character,
sir.
it will take too much time. That's exactly the thing you did here. It took time. It took time. One each. Is it by word you did?
I did by word, yeah.
Okay, okay. I just noticed it now. Okay, so you do. If you do by word, it's fine. So let's also see by line. Somebody if you do by line. By- Let's do by lines. You get use by lines in your own case.
Okay, sir.
Uh, but for this, because it's
Okay,
just
sir.
a single line, I will use by character. So I like to use this first one, this fade character. You get that's one I like to use. It's just simple. Fade from start. This is better. So you can put it for both. Make sure the text is selected. So the same thing, if we play this, the text comes in, and somewhere around the end here, somewhere around the end here, the text goes out. Okay, so that's fine. You can decide to shift. This is something you can do. I just discovered that animation composer works with the end of this. So if this is somewhere around here and this is somewhere around here, so this should end before this. So this is something very important. Okay. Now
Noted, sir.
there are some things I will give you as and I want you to take note as they are important details. I said it in the first one you did. Uh, it has to be in a kind of order. So I will explain it to you here now. So the text left before the box. Sure, you took note of that. Now let's come to the beginning. In the beginning, the box is supposed to come in first, if you agree with me. So this can shift forward.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Then, if you come towards the end here, you can bring this a little bit forward here. So you can animate this and see that the box comes in first. Let's wait for it to completely load and let's see if. So the box comes in first before the text. So that little time is very important. That just is subtle, but it's very important because it's detail. This is detail for me. You get. All right. So now there's another thing I need to also correct you on this. Let me go back to the one you did before. It's like I didn't download it. I downloaded it on my phone. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Uh-huh. Now, if you take note, let me play and stop. See how the star is appearing. You see how the star is appearing as you were doing it? No,
Yes, sir.
no. It's not supposed to be like that. Okay? When the star should appear faster than the way it's appearing right now. I prefer it. That's why I was so like, forgive me if I say I was not happy when I saw this star, the way this star flew in. That's why I doubted if you use the animation composer. This star flying in is no now. We don't need this play too much. It's like you are playing. I need it. This is more matured. This is more matured. This was more matured. The only problem was that it was too slow. You get it was just coming in dot, dot,
Yes, sir.
dot. No, we don't need it that slow. Okay, so it should come out even. This is 1 second. Let me see. By now, by these 2 seconds, it should have been done. You get.
Okay.
This is two
Yes,
seconds.
sir.
The star should have completed. Then, while it is at 3 star, the next one can start popping up. That's the thing. You can start making the next one to pop up. And why this one is about to finish too. So you have to time it at 60-70% of the animation being complete. The next thing should start preparing to pop up or start popping up. You get the idea now. So that's the hierarchy you have to give to
Exactly.
this thing. The first thing that should pop up here is this rectangle. Once it pop up, immediately it's completing its last bouncing. I assume it bounced in. Immediately it completes its last bouncing, the star should start popping up. Then the next, the name of the person, and then
The name of the person,
so that's the way it should be. It should be in
body.
that order. You get. So there's this plugin that can help you to do this faster. This is it. KeyFast. So KeyFast allows you to stagger layers. You get, you select the layers you want to stagger, all of them, and click here. It will stagger the layers. So you must select more than one layer if you really want to stagger layer. Let me show you. For instance, this is, and they must be in a either arranged from top to bottom the way you want it, those layers you get. So
Mm-hmm.
if I select these two layers, for instance, I can stagger it. Take note of what happens here. Just put your eye here as I click. So as I click, it's shifting, right? That's exactly what it's doing. So if you have
Yeah.
5 layers, it will be shifting all of them like that. Shifting them. They will not be moving. Let me duplicate this layer. No need to. Let me duplicate this layer. So that's how you see some animations we do that looks like a hand. Like this one now. Okay, I'll change the color so I use notice something different. I'll select the next layer, change the color. But because it's sitting on top, so you will not know that there are other layers. Select this one.
Yes. Yeah.
So the bottom one, let me change the color to white here. So you notice when the bottom one enters and when the final one enters. So if I select all this layer without the rectangle now and I stagger it, okay, it's not flying, it's only, okay, yeah, at least you notice something there, right? You notice how the
Yeah. A
colors,
little bit.
uh-huh. It's subtle, but it's also adds some uniqueness. You get it now? Yeah, because of that staggering,
Yes, sir.
some of them gets to show before the final one overlays on it. The final one is the yellow one, which is the one on top, sitting on top. Okay, so make sure you ask for this layer, key fast. I'll give it to you, though it has some limitations, trial version something, but I'll show you how to go around it. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah, so
Thanks, sir.
that's for key fast now. There are a lot of other things I can do with key fast right now and right here. You get, for instance, if I select all the layers and bring them back, if you want to bring them back to the way it was, if you select the last one and press I is to take it to the beginning, and you select all other layers and press the bracket after your P. I don't know what you call that, but it's bracket after P, not the one at 9 and 0 that you can hold shift for. There's a bracket after your P.
Okay.
And once you press that one, all the layers come back to the way they were before. And then let's say we push this in. We make it to slide from the left, meaning it should come from this side into the scene. So watch what happens. So what that will do is that it will create a position keyframe and make it to slide from the left. You get, now if you are not okay with the way it flew in, like from the left, let me show you something. From that point, I need to put you need to see where it started from. This is the origin, and this is where it's going to stop. That's what it's trying to show you. So if you come from here, you will see that origin mark. You see, so at this point, because it is a how will I put it, it has some opacity function on it, so you won't notice that it's there. So but if you want to change it, you can make it come from more this, and by pushing it further, make sure your this thing, your timer is or above that is on the beginning. You can use J. If you use J and K to move, you can use that to move. So but once you are on
Okay.
that place, you will see that the keyframe button is, that's the diamond, is blue. That's how you know that you are on top of that. If not, anything you do from that point will become another keyframe we created. So you don't want that. So you must be sitting up above that. I mean, your timer must be at the beginning point. So you can now move with your arrow button. I'm using shift to make it faster, and it can come from outside like that. Okay, and so when you now
Okay.
animate, so you see it animates in, right? We have not staggered though, but you can see how it animates in. uh So if we now stagger, I just clicked once, you will notice some effects as it comes in,
Yeah,
some different
like
colors
a kind of gradient kind of.
kind of, yeah. So if you actually add motion blur to this, that's when you see the beauty of it. Let me press F4. If you press F4, you see, okay, the motion blur is already added. Okay, so that's it. There are so many things I can do to it to make it even look much more better, but this is just a sharp tutorial for you to know the advantage of all this. And so this is for slide from left, slide from right, slide from bottom, slide from top. Then this is a scale.
Okay.
This is scale. Okay, scale from 0 to 100, and this is scale down from 100 to 0. Then this is opacity. Okay, fade in, and this is opacity 2, but fade out. This is a rotate from left and rotate from right. Then this is trim parts. Okay, I don't know if you know how to use this, but this, I use this a lot. In fact, I use everything. There's nothing I don't use here. Stagger, this has its own function. So but there's something I want you to also, another plugin I want you to have because of the 100 review duplication. You know that what we are supposed to do is to make this comments or this review of people to duplicate, to
Yeah.
fill up the screen. It will be tiny, or it will be small, like, like as small as the length of this Ajo Pro. You get all of them popping up, but not in any arranged form. So it must not be arranged
Okay.
properly. Don't try to arrange it, one, two, three, four. No, scatter it. Let some even overlap some that's other ones. You get, some can be sitting above the other ones. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's how we want it to fill up this screen. But if you go back to your After Effect now, for instance, this is test, and this composition is test. If you, if I say let me compose this into others, create a pre-composition with this, selecting everything, pre-composition, Control Shift C, and I name this comment 1. So this is comment 1. Sorry, it's auto saving. So this is comment 1. It has opened a new tab. That's because when I was trying to pre-compose, there was one thing that was checked. Open new composition. That's immediately but I don't want it to open now. So let me go back. So this is test. This is comment 1. This is the same animation we are doing now. Don't be confused of all this one. All this one, I'm working on it. I'm just using this to show
Yes,
you.
sir.
So this is comment 1. You get, and then if you
Yes, sir.
duplicate this comment 1 and probably go back to one of them and change something. Let's say I put off all these layers and have only this one yellow one, animate in, and let me change it to just say test Agile Pro. Now if you open the next one you duplicated, this is the one I duplicated, is sitting on top. Even if you rename it, let me say we rename it to comment 2. Funny enough, you will notice that what is inside that place, comment 2 now, It's the same thing. We still have test Ajo Pro. Okay, no, sorry, not that one. Look at it. It's still the same thing. Like it's the same thing that will be there. So if you like, duplicate it and fill up the screen. The the content still remains the same for all of them, but that's not what we want. Do you get the idea now? We want a duplication that when we
Yes.
have duplicated it, when we change one content, it should not change in all. You get? So that's where we have this true comp duplicator. I'll show it to you. Okay, I've not loaded it. Okay, I have true comp duplicator. This is it. It's a plugin. So the plugin, you don't really need to know much about it. The only thing is what you want to be at the end of the plugin. That's what suffix, so that you know the difference. You type it that you want this one to, you want anything you duplicate should add something like a dupe or duplicate. You understand? Let me just complete it so it doesn't. So you should add duplicate, meaning that this comment, if I duplicate it, it should add to the duplicate comment one duplicate. You get the idea? That's what it should do. Then somewhere at the bottom here is a command. Duplicate selected. How many copies? So you put the number of copies. You get? Now you can put 10, can put 20, depending on how many reviews you have typed up. I hope you have gotten the reviews. I sent you all the reviews from Google. This is all of them. You get? So you type out as many as you can. Please, I said before, select the ones with 5 star. Are you still there with me? Hello?
Hi.
Okay. So I said you select the ones with 5 star rating. Then you,
Yeah, exactly.
when you come to your After Effects, you type those ones. You get? That's the duplicates we are talking about. So if we have like 10, 15 duplicates, for instance, let me just do two for example. Two duplicates, it means it's going to have this duplicate 1 and 2. So by the time we click on this, forget all any other this thing here, settings here, just leave them the way it is. The only thing you need to touch is this suffix. If you like suffix or prefix, but I prefer suffix so that I can use the name to search. Okay, suffix is at the end of it. So then we'll click duplicate selected. But here's another problem now. This thing does not work with the selection we made here. It only works with the selection we make on the project file. So meaning like this one now, it has to be selected here. It has to be the only thing selected here. You can see the way this one is comment one. Let it be that that's what is selected here.
Yeah.
If this is selected, it will come
Okay.
and duplicate this one instead of this. So this can be selected here, but it is not selected here. Then it will come here and duplicate the one that is selected here. So if you can't find this, maybe you are looking for it because you have a lot of comp, you can actually type it here to search. Or faster way is right click and say review layer source in project, and it will show it to you. So once you have selected that, you can now go back to your plugin through comp and click on duplicate selected. It will duplicate it and leave it in the project file. It's working. Okay, it's done. Process complete. 2 items duplicated. 34 expression. Leave all this one. Just click OK. So you come back to your project. Come back to your project, and when you scroll down, you will notice it. Comment 2 duplicate. Comment 3 duplicate. Now, if you bring this into your composition and open and change the text to, let's say, just Azure Pro, you will notice that it does not affect our comment 1. Let's go back to test. On that test now, you see comment 2. I need to shift this. So you can see now, and this is exactly what we want to do.
Okay.
So if maybe we scale this down, this is the duplicate. So let's scale it down. Okay, we have a third one there. You can see, so let's scale it down and take it. So you can see now. So this comment one, the difference is that if you change something here, let's say go Agile Pro and you go back to your test, the two have, you see, because we did normal duplicate Control D, this is one we change, but it will not affect this. And so you can have even the comment 3 come in self because we did two duplicates, and you still have what you have there earlier, you know. Let's change it. Comment Agile Pro. Okay, so you can scale this down and you still notice. So this is what I'm trying to talk about here. You see that with true comp duplicator, we can have this duplicate. All we just need to do is, after we have duplicated all of them, we come into all of them one by one and be changing the text features. You get, it's very possible. That's exactly what I want you to do. I hope you understand what I did here. I don't know if you are confused anywhere. Hello, Ace, do you understand what I just did? Hello, is this network? Hello, Ace, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
I said, do you understand what I just did?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so that's it for this true comp duplicator. So the three plugins I used here so far, I said turbo layers, KeyFast, and
You first.
true comp duplicator.
True.
Okay, so
Okay.
these three plugins, I don't know if there's any other thing that is confusing you, so you can let me know. Now, one thing I
If
will
there's any other thing, I'll let you know, sir.
okay, one thing I appreciate you used here is this background. I like this background, but I don't need this logo. We don't need this logo. You get. Uh-huh. Then the size of this
Okay, I'll remove that.
yeah, the size of this frame must be 1920 by 1080. So you should be able to set that from your composition. Control K and set it to 90.
Control.
Yeah, 1920 by 1080. So make sure to set that. You can also check take the color from here or use your layer if you want, anyone you want to do. So that's basically it. So like I said, this video is recorded so that you can go through it. I will upload it to the Google Drive.
Again.
Yeah. All right, thank you very
All right.
much. Happy
Thank you
soldering.
very much, sir.
Yeah.